This is A. Wesley with Straight Talk. The topic I wanted to talk today is not about entertainment, it's more about health care and caregiving. Uh, what I wanted to talk about was caregiving is very hard on a family, not just an individual that's doing it. It's hard on the whole family because the whole family has to be involved in some way or another. The whole family. You might have one person that might just be handle the financing. One person might just be going to the doctor with the person. The other person might be taking care of the whole household as far as making sure that the person has the right diet or is eating the right foods or is taking their medication on time. So this is a very, very, very hard and difficult job. And when the caregiving falls into total caregiving where the person is not even allowed to work or do anything else because the patient that they're caring for might be a family member, a friend, or somebody else that has to take on that full role or that full responsibility because there's no one else to do it, or either there's other people in the family that could do it, but they had their own responsibilities and were not able to help in the way that they wanted to, but they did give family support and other reasons as far as calling to check up on that person, making sure that everything is going right, and even sometimes going up and visiting the doctors with the person who was in charge or had the legal guardianship or whatever. But also on the other side of caregiving, if you're caregiving for someone who has a mental problem or dementia or something like that, that's a totally together different thing. Now, if the person that's ill has their full capacity, full mental capacity, that's a little bit easier for you to take care of. But when that person has to take medication for other mental health things like bipolarism or schizophrenia or even dementia or Alzheimer's. And if you're from a family like mine where you found out later on in life that on both sides of your family tree, not only just your mother's side, but your father's side too, had people with mental illness, and then the mental illness trickled down, but it's trickled down to the fourth generation where the majority of them are either diagnosed with bipolarism or schizophrenia or some kind of form of mental illness, and you don't know because a lot of the mental illness that's coming up in the fourth generation was massacred by dope and medication and alcohol and all kind of stuff, and you're just thinking, oh, my brother he just smoked some weed, that's why he acted fool. Oh, he acted fool because he was in the army. Oh, my uncle is just an alcoholic, that's why he acted fool. Oh, my daddy was and you didn't know behind all that alcoholism and drugs was actually a mental problem that they were masking. And so it's like now you're trying to get help for the people that who have those problems today because you don't want them caught up in a system where the state doesn't care a blank about them. They just want to put them in any kind of mental institution or nursing home or for skill facility and leave them there. So my problem is that you as a family member and as a caregiver has to know when it's time to place your individual family member into one of those places and when to time to take care of them. A lot of times we as black people want to have the full responsibility of taking care of our family members on our own and trying to pay some agency to come out and do the work for you, when in actuality some of those people are very caring, but on most of the time those people just want their little extra money, and your family members are just going to the wayside, and when you get home they're not even fed, they're not even clothed. The only thing that nurse's aide did was maybe give them their medicine and leave. They're only supposed to stay there a couple of hours and that's it. So at least when they're in some of those facilities, you're able to go 24/7 to check up on them because the majority of the time they're open up 24/7. And like I used to do, I used to come on days that they would expect me, and then I used to come on days when they wouldn't expect me, and they would be surprised because I acted the same way I did when they did what they were supposed to do, but when they didn't do what they were supposed to do, I was like a little hell on wheels. And so you were not going to treat my mother no any kind of way. And it was like some people were there were saying, you know, you're so vigilant about your mother, you always take real care of your mother and stuff, you don't care what nurse it is. If you didn't think she was treating your mama right, you were going to say something. I said, yeah, yes, I am. I've always been like that because she was an advocate for me when I was a child, so I was going to be an advocate for her while I'm a child. And I know that there is some family members that are in another state that think that they can take care of an ill person with a mental problem on their own. And when that person gets to wandering around, that's when you have to call the police and tell those people, oh, he has schizophrenia. Oh, he has dementia. Oh, he has this. But I thought the nurse was taking care of him. Or I left him at the house by himself. And you're not supposed to leave a person with any kind of mental illness at a house by themselves. You have to know when to put that person in that facility. If you're not able to take care of that person 24/7, if you're still trying to work and go to school and attend church and do all that stuff, that takes up a lot of your time. So if that's taking up majority of your time, then it's time for you to go ahead and talk with the doctors and physicians and see what exactly can you do for that person. This is A. Wesley. I'm out.